make the routine remarkable.
12 News at 10, Arizona's Choice at 10.
Now, from the #1 night team, a Valley School resource officer
accused of having a sexual relationship with a student.
The I-Team uncovering bombshell details, including an alleged love triangle and trysts while on the clock.
Valley murder rampage.
The suspect's ex-wife breaking her silence.
6 innocent people who were killed at the hand of a maniac.
Police opened fire, killing another suspect. The Verified team seeing where we rank with the rest of the country.
An FBI agent caught on camera doing a backflip and accidentally shooting a man, now in trouble with the law.
12 News exclusive, a Valley teen's long road to recovery after a nasty hit playing touch football, something his father knows all too well.
3 days until monsoon 2018. Tonight, 4 fast facts about dust storms.
Only on 12 News. Is whispering the key to relaxation, rest, and lowering stress levels?
World of Dance on just one station. A dream coming true for Valley performers.
Arizona's news leader in action for you tonight.
12 News at 10 starts right now.
Up first, the 12 News I-Team uncovering bombshell details involving a Valley School resource officer accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. Good evening, I'm Tram Mai. Caribe is off tonight.
This story involves sick and twisted allegations unfolding at a Valley school. It's something that really could happen to any of us with teenagers. Team 12's Bianca Bono is live from Surprise tonight. And Bianca, this guy is now facing a slew of sex abuse and misconduct charges.
Yeah, guys, it turns out the relationship between the school resource officer and the student started back in 2009, but a teacher didn't report it to police until last year. Now the officer in question faces a slew of charges. Documents revealing disturbing allegations out of Surprise, where a school resource officer is accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. Glendale Police, the outside agency investigating Surprise police officer Robert Gabrich, says the female student was just 17 when they first had sex. A bulletin from the city of Surprise saying Gabrich was the SRO at Willow Canyon High School when the relationship began back in 2009. The student starting her senior year, Gabrich was married. The documents say the two dated for several years, but the allegations coming to light now because a former teacher also dating Gabrich found out about his relationship with the student. She felt sick and emotional on how wrong that was, so she reported it to police. Documents saying the teacher told police that Gabrich and the student would meet prior to school to engage in sexual intercourse, and that the victim and Gabrich would oftentimes leave campus to go to the student's house, and Gabrich would later return to campus. In a police interview, the student admits she would also meet Gabrich at the Surprise Police Department to engage in sexual activity. Gabrich telling investigators he had reservations because of her age, saying she was younger than one of his kids. Despite that, the documents reveal he continued seeing her, saying they were in love. And Gabrich did step down from the Surprise Police Department back in February. This case is now being reviewed by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. We're live in Surprise. Bianca Bono, 12 News at 10.
Very disturbing, Bianca. Thank you. Also tonight, there's another guy those of you with little ones need to be aware of. Mesa police are searching for this suspicious man, saying he recently approached a child in a strange way at the Gulfland Sunsplash off US 60 in Mesa. Security cameras catching him. Call Mesa police if you know who he is. New details tonight on the murder rampage that left 6 innocent people dead.
The suspect's ex-wife now breaking her silence, revealing new insight into the mind of the man at the center of this terrifying killing spree. Team 12's Antonia Mejia joins us from the newsroom with her chilling words. Antonia.
Guys, Connie's revealing her personal horror story, fearing that one day her ex-husband would come after her. So she took firearm training classes, defensive driving courses, and she even tried keeping tabs the best that she could on Dwight Jones's whereabouts.
I had someone who was specifically targeting me, someone who had time and nothing else to do but to think about how to hurt me.
Connie Jones revealing the extreme fear she felt towards her ex-husband, Dwight Jones.
He said that he owned me and that I would never be with anybody else, that if I left him, he would kill me. If he couldn't find me, he would find my family. I thought that the courts, when they heard that, would help us. They would stop him, but they did not. I felt that I had a personal terrorist.
She hired a private investigator to keep her safe and later married him. They say that Dwight Jones may have been in financial trouble before going on his killing spree.
His death, I think, is the best thing that's come out of this whole ordeal. And I hope that where he's going, he will finally get what he deserves.
And Connie's attorney, Elizabeth Feldman, she was also at this press conference. Dwight Jones killed 2 of her paralegals. Now those paralegals leave behind children. Antonia Mejia, 12 News.
All right, Antonia, thanks. Developing now, a suspect shot by Phoenix police officers has died. The man resisted arrest near a downtown Phoenix hotel before taking off. Police opened fire near Central and Osborne when the suspect turned towards an officer, raising his arm, showing a handcuff they had put on him minutes before. Police saw it as a threat and fired. This is the 25th shooting this year in Phoenix alone. The Verify team can confirm that that puts us on pace to exceed the total for each of the last 5 years. The Phoenix shootings are driving the numbers higher in Maricopa County. That's where 43 shootings countywide last year. Halfway through this year, we've seen 42 police shootings in a county of 4 million people. That's on pace to top the much larger Los Angeles County. LA County, with 10 million people, posted 78 officer-involved shootings last year. Just 36 this year. That's fewer than Maricopa County.
Here are more of tonight's hot headlines from across Arizona. Up first, a Border Patrol agent is recovering after being shot in southern Arizona. Jim Chilton, a cattle rancher, says the Border Patrol sent him an email saying the shooter hit the agent in the leg and the hand. That shooting happening on Chilton's property. He tells us drug and immigrant smugglers frequently use his ranch. GoDaddy founder Bob Parsons is buying Westgate in Glendale. The entertainment district is near Loop 101 and Glendale Avenue by the University of Phoenix Stadium. Westgate had been on sale since earlier this year, listed at $142 million. Parsons plans on upgrading the property with new residential and retail options. Well, now from the night team, the debate is beginning tonight about whether or not the historic North Korean summit is a productive step forward.
Or is it simply a photo op on the worldwide stage?
We're prepared to start a new history, and we're ready to write a new chapter between our nations.
The handshake between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, decades in the making. But who walks away with what? The president gets a recommitment from North Korea to work towards denuclearization, but no details on exactly how or when that would work. And for Kim Jong-un, security and an end to the U.S.-South Korea military drills. Leaders in D.C. on both sides of the aisle skeptical.
I wouldn't call it an agreement. It looks more like a press release to me, with no real commitments yet on any kind of details whatsoever.
This is an agreement in principle. It's not an agreement that can be enforced.
Despite that, the president is claiming victory for the summit.
Now, following this historic summit with North Korea, do you think President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize? Absolutely or no way. Just go to 12news.com/yourvoice to vote. In tonight's live interactive poll, we've got the final results right before The Tonight Show.
Now to a 12 News exclusive. A Valley teen, an outstanding young man, a student athlete, is on the road to recovery tonight after taking a horrible hit on the football field during touch practice.
Jamel Jenkins has a long road ahead as his head heals. Sadly, his family is no stranger to head injuries on the football field. Team 12's Rachel Cole is live from the Alert Center with a story you won't see anywhere else. Rachel?
Tram, Mark, two players at what's classified as passing camp for football slammed into each other without helmets on, and now one of them is on a long road to recovery.
I never seen him cry like that before and just be in so much pain.
The hit crushing the left side of Jamel's face, requiring reconstruction and plates under his eye, in his cheek, as well as his jaw.
His head hit him in the eye socket.
Mom and Dad, Giovanni and Melvin, feel it could have been prevented.
We talk about head injuries and protecting the kids.
The collision happening at passing camp without much protection. But AIA guidelines say during the off season, it's really up to the districts to determine what protection players have to wear.
This is something that we have to take serious.
Melvin, a former NFL player, knows firsthand how severe head injuries can be and how they can last a lifetime. After all, he suffered 2 concussions with a helmet on, the second ending his pro career.
You know, I have my days, and so, you know, that's why I think it's something that needs to be addressed, especially at the high school level.
Mom and Dad say Jamel is in good spirits even after multiple surgeries.
He still's like, hey, Dad, at least I can go work out with the team, and I'm saying that's not irrelevant. That's not important right now. The most important thing is, for me as a father, is his health.
The Jenkins pushing for change for all families.
And it's worse. I don't want another parent to go through what we just went through with our son.
Yeah, just an awful accident. The family has started a GoFundMe page to help with Jamel's medical bills. You can find that information on 12news.com, where we, of course, are always on. We're live in the Alert Center. Rachel Cole, 12 News at 10.
An FBI agent caught on camera doing a backflip and accidentally shooting a man, now in trouble with the law.
3 days until monsoon 2018. Tonight, 4 fast facts about dust storms.
Only on 12 News. Is whispering the key to relaxation, rest, and lowering stress levels?
World of Dance on just one station. A dream coming true for Valley performers.
And the Arizona Cardinals start mandatory minicamp without their star running back.
The #1 night team, 12 News at 10, just getting started.
Let's get those Toyotas looking sharp.
Roger.
You're watching 12 News, winner of 9 Associated Press Awards.
New at 10, people in Orlando pausing to honor the lives lost in the Pulse nightclub shooting 2 years ago tonight. Governor Rick Scott and his wife placing flowers at the memorial site, paying tribute to the 49 people gunned down in the mass shooting. New at 10, an FBI agent is now facing criminal charges after doing a backflip at a nightclub and then accidentally shooting a man. Agent Chase Bishop's gun going off while he tried picking it up after it fell out of his waistband while doing the backflip at the Denver club. He's now been booked into jail. Police say Bishop's gun hit a man in the leg, but he'll be okay. Mark?
Developing now, a judge is giving the green light on the mega merger between AT&T and Time Warner. Time Warner, which owns CNN, HBO, and a major movie studio, will now merge with phone giant AT&T, which also owns DirecTV. The Justice Department had sued to block the $85 billion merger, saying that it would hurt competition and raise costs for all of us. Barring an appeal, though, the colossal merger could pave the way for others.
You're going to see the Verizons, the Charters, maybe the Amazons, and maybe the Facebooks and Googles and Apples of the world say, all right, well, if someone who owns control of distribution is okay to buy content, we're going to do that as well.
Time Warner and AT&T have to finish the merger in about 10 days. Otherwise, either company could walk away from the deal. Well, only on 12 News, do you suffer from anxiety and problems sleeping? Believe it or not, some say that whispering, a soft voice, or even the sound of shuffling paper is helping put them at ease.
Apparently, experts say it triggers the same feeling you would have if someone really sweet and caring sat right next to you.
I hope you're doing well because I am.
A world of whispers
Thank you for coming in today.
is mesmerizing millions on YouTube.
When I try to explain it to people, I say it's kind of like getting a massage without being touched.
It's known as Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, ASMR for short, and it describes relaxing sensations triggered by certain motions and sounds.
It's tapping or scratching or certain tones of voice or a whisper.
Bizarre, but people love it. Mary has more than 74,000 followers. Her videos, more than 20 million views. People watching her read, make cards. On the stranger side, she pretends to be a librarian, a doctor. Dr. Craig Richard, a physiology professor at Shenandoah University, researches this odd phenomenon. While no clinical studies have been done yet, he says surveys are echoing what the internet appears to already know.
It's deeply relaxing. People feel head tingles. They use it to help them to fall asleep. They use it to help them deal with stress.
It doesn't work for everyone, but a good test comes from an unexpected place.
How strong you want them to be, or how weak. It's up to you.
Remember this guy?
Up to you.
There's just something about Bob Ross's voice and the sound of those brushstrokes. It's that same quality drawing viewers to Mary's videos. The scientific proof may be lacking, but comments on her videos reveal an entire community claiming this mysterious experience gives them the tingles and saves their sanity.
People literally all over the world that I've never met come and tell me how much I help them out.
Well, doctors are hoping more research will be done to see if this really could help treat anxiety, depression, even insomnia. I don't know about you, Mark, but this is still really odd to me.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird. But hey, if it works, it works,
And
you
if
know?
it helps somebody, exactly.
I saw one that said the sound of ripping paper is soothing to some people. Yeah. No, doesn't do it for me. Well, no. Just one station, stop. Just one station is bringing you the Valley groups competing in front of J-Lo on World of Dance. The Electrobots took the stage tonight with a very impressive performance. Neo, J-Lo, and Darrow, that's Derek Huff, since they all have...
You're so hip, Mark.
They had a good, clean dance, they said. People on social media loving the three-man dance crew from Tempe as well. The guys, how about this? Moving on to the next round with an impressive score of 89.
Wow, that's great. Well, they're not the only group representing Arizona. The Electro Elites, featuring Taylor, Alyssa, and Aspen, are also part of the nationally renowned dance troupe based out of Gilbert called the Electrolytes. 2 years ago, the girls formed a subgroup called the Electroleets, and now their dreams are coming true. Of course, we cannot wait to see how they're going to do on the show. Well, now from the night team, we are just 3 days away from the start of monsoon 2018. The storms can bring us some much needed rain.
Well, let's hope so. But the downside is you get that dry lightning, and that can start wildfires. You also get damaging wind and hail, and of course, dust storms. Team 12 meteorologist Lindsay Riley is here with the 4 facts we all need to know about dust storms.
Yeah, and dust storms typically happen early on during the monsoon because, well, we've been dry for 93 days, going on 94 now. And the way these dust storms form is from downdrafts with either mature thunderstorms or decaying thunderstorms. Typically, they originate down in the Tucson area, move over the open desert, pretty much following I-10 toward Phoenix, and then it lofts sand and dust and other particulates up into the air. These can produce wind speeds between 25 and 60 miles per hour, rapidly reducing visibility to about 0 at times within a couple seconds. They can be as tall as 5,000 feet. That is an extreme case, and it also is the 3rd deadliest form of weather in the state of Arizona, behind heat, which is number 1, and flash flooding, which is number 2. So the moisture this time around is going to be fueled by Hurricane Bud. It's actually diminished in intensity a lot since the late afternoon. It's now a Category 1 storm. It is going to continue to die down, moving into Mexico as a tropical depression. Notice how this cone has pushed to the east since our earlier newscast. So now it looks like the bullseye of rain is going to be slightly to the south and east of Phoenix. So I did lower our numbers Friday into Saturday on our monsoon meter. I am looking at a 2, which means isolated convection east of Phoenix on Thursday. So we're dry in Phoenix Thursday. Then Friday into Saturday, isolated Friday, scattered with a few heavier downpours as we get into the day on Saturday. You'll notice the bullseye of rain is down to the south and east of Phoenix, but we still have some green over Phoenix. Tomorrow we have an excessive heat warning. I'm forecasting 111. That would be the hottest day that we've seen so far in 2018. Notice how these temperatures going down. We're in the 90s. Our best chance for rain is Saturday. Sunday morning, an isolated shower. Sunday afternoon is dry, and we're back to the triple digits next week.
Well, we like those double digits, Lindsay. Thank you. Ahead on 12 News at 10. His Cardinals teammates are out there practicing in the triple-digit heat. So what did they have to say about David Johnson sitting it out?
And don't forget, you can weigh in on tonight's live interactive poll following his historic summit with North Korea. Do you think that President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize? Be sure and weigh in if you haven't done it already. Just go to 12news.com/yourvoice. We'll have the final results coming up in a couple of minutes.
12 Sports is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers.
Hey, you don't want to eat that. The Parkers just sold their home to OfferPad, which means no showings. They thought about selling traditionally, but that would have meant never knowing when strangers would want to see the home. But the Parkers sold to OfferPad so they can keep being the Parkers. Move freely. Request your free purchase offer today.
If you haven't seen Universal Studios Hollywood lately, you won't believe it. So much has changed. Everywhere you turn, there's something new and unexpected. The fun has never been this bold, and the adventure has never been more real. Universal Studios Hollywood. You'll be amazed at what we've become. See for yourself this summer as you join Master Po and his Kung Fu Panda friends on an awesome adventure at the new DreamWorks Theater.
12 Sports is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers.
All right, so Tressa's here, and D-backs are looking for a 5th straight win.
Yeah, that's right, Trev, and I thought we would actually have a game to show you tonight with an easy D-backs win, but after a 6-run first inning, there's been a lot more offense, which always means a longer game. Right now, it's 13-8 D-backs. They lead the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th inning, so we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yep.
You know? Day 1 of minicamp and no David Johnson in sight. ESPN's Adam Schefter tweeted today that the star running back would be skipping the mandatory minicamp. Johnson's in the final year of his rookie contract and will make almost $2 million this season, but he wants an extension settled before the season begins. And his teammates, they get it.
Oh man, he's doing whatever he thinks is best for him and his family. As a player, I understand it and I respect it, and I support him.
We understand it's a business at the end of the day, and he has to make a business decision, and we're here to support our teammate, and whatever he needs, we got him.
And with the best of the night, a salute from the Cardinals to one of Arizona's bravest.
Leo, on behalf of the football team and the entire organization, we wanted to show our appreciation for all that you do, all right, for this organization, but most importantly, your commitment to serve our country. We wanted to be able to give you something so you can represent your team, all right, as you're deployed overseas. And I want you to understand and know that when you come back, your job will be here waiting on you. May God blessings be with you, all right, and understanding you're always a member of this team, the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you.
What a special moment out at the Cardinals facility today. Head coach Steve Wilkes and the team wanted to send specialist Leah Longoria, a member of the Arizona Army National Guard, off with some Cardinals swag. Longoria serves in the Cardinals kitchen and deploys tonight. Mark, you know what's going on with David Johnson. What are your thoughts on him skipping minicamp?
I'm not for it.
No.
I'm not for sitting out. People love DJ.
I agree.
So skipping camp doesn't look good. Anyway, don't go to bed in just 6 minutes. Award-winning dancer Derek Huff joins Jimmy on The Tonight Show right after 12 News at 10.
Tyler had just turned 9 and he was diagnosed with epilepsy. He was seizing constantly. We went in to Phoenix Children's and saw his neurologist. He consulted with the neurology team and they all recommended Tyler goes in and has brain surgery. The surgery went great. I can't say enough good things about Phoenix Children's. It's an amazing place and I'm very thankful that it's close.
Arizonan Paul Ramirez is a 3-time state champion auctioneer. Looks like he's sold on Casino Arizona.
Do I hear 900 slot machine?
Arizona winners choose Casino Arizona, where locals rule. Celebrate our 20th anniversary with us on June 19th. Enjoy special games, big cash giveaways, and a $20,000 grand prize. What do you think of that, Paul?
Sold, sold, sold!
Figured you'd say that.
It felt great, not having hepatitis C. It's like a load off my shoulders. I was just excited for it to be over.
Harvoni is a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. It's been prescribed to more than 250,000 people and is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment with 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. Before starting Harvoni, your doctor will test to see if you've ever had hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after Harvoni treatment. Tell your doctor if you've ever had hepatitis B, a liver transplant, other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or any other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni can cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni include tiredness, headache, and weakness.
Ready to let go of Hep C?
Ask your Hep C specialist about Harvoni.
Tonight, Jurassic Week continues. With Jeremy Renner and from NBC's World of Dance, Derek Hough with a lesson for Fallon. Plus Mrs. Rogers on Mr. Rogers. New Fallon.
Here are the final results from tonight's live interactive poll. Following the historic summit with North Korea, do you think President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize?
Well, 72% say no way and 28% say absolutely.
Well, thanks everyone for putting your trust in us. And remember, we're always on 12news.com and all of our social media channels.
We'll see you back here for 12 Today with Emma and Paul starting at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Have a great night.
Thanks for watching 12 News, Arizona's most watched station. Home to your favorite shows, the biggest events, and everything Arizona.
I'm proud to be a lawyer.